Hey everybody, we're back in Lviv, Ukraine today, and we are going to be meeting with a digital nomad that is calling Lviv, Ukraine home. We're going to discuss with her budget, what her lifestyle is like, and we're also going to take a look at her apartment. So stick around as we discuss life here in Lviv, Ukraine. We have with us today Rachel. She's an Australian expat here in Lviv, Ukraine, and she is actually a digital nomad. We're going to take a quick look at her apartment.
So my place, it's actually, this is like the residential and then the rest is hotel, and we actually have a cafe down here.
Hi, the
I don't know
cafe.
if you're going to see. Yeah, so from what I understand, like this side is like the hotel and then this is like residential.
So is this the main entrance to the restaurant we come through right here?
Yeah. So originally it was kind of just for people who live here, but now they're trying to open it up and everything.
Nice.
Show you through.
Oh, there's a little coffee menu up there
Yeah,
too.
so my neighbor comes here every day. I get coffees in the morning, 5 times. Yeah, so it's really nice. Well, it's not too bad. And then I live all the way up there. It's nicer on the inside than here.
That's how it normally is.
My dog's probably gonna go crazy. That's all right. We're used
That's
to it.
okay.
So she's still in puppy. Oh,
Hey!
oh, hello.
Hey there.
Yes, I can.
Aww.
Maybe I might take her to my neighbor's place while we do this. So she
Nah, she'll be good.
We'll leave this AC also. Oh, I wish. We'll leave this open. She'll probably run to my neighbor's anyway. So,
And
yeah,
this is the apartment.
it's very small, but it's enough for me and little Pasquilla.
Oh, this is great.
So yeah, so in my bedroom, the bathroom is tiny, but it's got everything. So I have my little, like the washer, bathroom, and then the toilet's hidden in the corner. We can swap.
Furnished for you?
Yeah, so when I came here, there's like a tiny TV, and I asked if I could have like a smart TV, and they brought me this, and I was like, oh my god, thank you so much. They gave me all the, I bought a few things just to make it nicer. Yeah. But yeah, actually both these couches are fully, they're pull-out couches as well.
Okay. So this is Casa de Rachel.
Casa de Rachel with puppy pads. For me, and this like opens up.
Oh, you're cooking with gas.
Yeah, and for me, I also am a big baker, so a big thing
oven?
was an oven, because that seems to be hard to find in Ukraine.
Very nice.
But yeah, Casa de Rachel. It's little.
Got a
but
full-size
enough.
fridge.
Yeah, everything, and yeah, they supplied like the microwave I asked for. Anytime something happens, like my landlord's super good, so.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Julie and I, as we travel the world, have IM Global insurance programs on us that we've had since January of 2021. I did go ahead and sign up as an agent recently with them, and I have a link in the video description if you're interested in medical insurance programs if you're traveling abroad outside of your country as a nomad, expat, or missionary. There are long-term and short-term programs there. If you do sign up for a program, I will receive a commission if you use the link in the video description. If you cannot get to the link, send me an email at warrenjulietravel@gmail.com, and I'll be glad to send the link directly to you. Thank you. So Rachel, if you can, tell us a little bit about your life, your adventure. How did you get here in Lviv, Ukraine? And tell us about your world and your cost of living. Anything you want to share, we're open.
So yeah, I never thought I would come to Ukraine. It was bizarre, but so I lived the past few years. My home base was Brazil, and then I haven't really lived in Australia for 7 years. I go back and forth, I visit, but yeah, my main base is Latin America, mainly Brazil. And then COVID hit, and I was traveling, and I did 3 months in Turkey. I think I was in Egypt for 2 months, and then Ukraine It was like one of the few countries, because especially everywhere was
Are you doing all the
closed.
traveling by yourself as a single female?
Yeah, so I've been traveling. My first solo trip, I did exchange the first time when I was 16, and that was my first time ever out of Australia. So because of that, I think that's why for me, I was more scared traveling with friends than because I'm so used to just doing whatever I want. Did 3 years around the world alone. It was the best thing ever.
You're an
Yeah.
adventurer.
Yes.
What are you doing as a living to support your travels?
So it's kind of changed over the years. So in the past, I would work at hostels for free accommodation. I speak Spanish, Portuguese, and English, and I'm a girl, so it makes it kind of easier to get bar work in Latin America.
Oh.
So about 2 years ago, when I was living in Brazil, I kind of started my own business. So I have an Instagram page called Fale con Gringa, which translates to speak with the foreigner, essentially.
Balakan Gringa?
Fale con Gringa. Yeah.
It's right here.
Fale con Gringa.
There we go.
Oh,
More drinks.
Takia.
Thank you.
What does it
Julie's
nice?
drinking a mojito, everybody.
Yeah. Mojito with no sugar, no alcohol, aka not a mojito. I tried, so at first when I was in Brazil, actually, I started teaching English in Asia when I was 18.
Mm-hmm.
I did my TESOL course there, and I taught English in a school there, and kind of traveled on and off with that. And then when I was in Brazil, I started working for a school there, but you earn nothing. Me as a 14-year-old in Australia, selling donuts was making triple. So from that came Fale con Gringa. My main target audience is Brazilians, especially Brazilians living in America, Brazilians living in Australia. And yeah, it's my videos are mix of Portuguese and English.
We're getting dessert here in the cafe. And this is the cafe right here where she lives. So now we'll try to eat and talk at the same time.
We're gonna try and multitask. Let's see.
We're going to multitask.
All right, we can do that.
So you also teach English online to Brazilian
Yeah.
kids or Portuguese kids.
So actually, I used to, when I was in Asia, I taught children for a long time. I loved that, but my patience levels changed over the years. Because in Australia, when I work there, I also work as an educator. But now I work with adults, which I love. Most of my students are more my friends now. They know about my life, I know about theirs. I teach in a very different way than a traditional way. And I also made an English course last year, so that's my passive income. So
Oh, very nice.
yeah.
So for digital nomads that are watching us now, we have a lot of expats that follow us are looking to retire or live full-time overseas. Some are digital nomads looking for temporary places to live.
Mm-hmm.
You've been here for how long?
So I've been in Ukraine, I think around 5-6 months now.
5 or 6 months?
Yeah, so what was meant to be, literally I called up my family and I was like, I'm in Ukraine, I've got a dog and I live here. And they were like, okay then. They're not so surprised, but it's funny, I showed them when I'm walking the streets, I video call them and they're all like, oh my god, it's beautiful. I'm like, I know, I'm telling the truth. That's very beautiful in Ukraine, especially Lviv.
Oh, yes.
Like you guys are saying, you've walked all day, right? It's such a nice place to just walk around.
I love this city.
Mhm.
Absolutely love it.
Yeah, but I definitely never imagined I would live in Ukraine. It's a very random place to end up in, but the cost of living as well,
Cost of living, I think, is what a lot of people have interest in, whether you're looking at trying to avoid the Schengen zone for 90 days before you go back to the Schengen zone and saving being somewhere cheap, or if you're a digital nomad and you just want to find the next place to hang out for the next 3 or 4 months or whatever. How are you swinging over 90 days here? And let's talk about your budget as well.
Yeah, so I originally came here and I think I got 90 days without visa, and now I've just got a 1-year residency. So
Congratulations.
Thank you. And it's super easy to get residency. You can either get 1 year, and if you pay I think another $1,000 or so, you can get 3 years, which is what my neighbor has. But it's quite easy. There's so many Americans who come here, and fall in love and end up doing the 3-year visa, and it's like super easy to extend.
So you just have to show that you're doing some sort of work or making some sort of income. Are you
Yeah.
paying tax to
Yeah.
Ukraine?
So for me, I don't have to on my current residency, but like if I was doing what Franklin does, which is the entrepreneur residency,
Mhm.
then you like pay taxes and stuff. But because I staying a year is good for me for now, and then I'll see what I'm gonna do. So my rent alone is like 6,500 rev. I pay overall, like this month I just paid 375 Australian dollars for all my bills, including my Wi-Fi, like my own Wi-Fi, the water and stuff. And in winter time I paid 400 with like the heater.
400
and this
Australian
is
dollars?
Australian dollars.
Okay.
So
Yeah, just use whatever currency is best
Yeah.
for you, and I'm converting it to US dollars
sorry
right
guys,
here.
I don't know US dollars.
You're looking at 400 Australian dollars for
In
your
winter time.
for the winter time,
Yeah.
for utilities and rent and Wi-Fi.
Yeah, for everything, yeah.
Okay.
And now it's like summertime, anything from, like 350, 375 Australian dollars.
So 50 to 25 less in the summer
Yeah.
than in the winter.
But
Yeah.
she does not have air conditioning,
I
so
do
that
not.
needs to be noted that if you are getting a place with an air conditioner, your electric might be higher.
Yeah, I assume, it'd probably be the same that I pay, I guess,
For
in
the
winter
winter.
time. So my groceries, I actually was talking to Yuda. I think the whole week I spend like 20 to $30, I'd say. on
20 to
groceries
$30
for,
on
like, a week.
groceries?
Yeah.
Do you cook much?
Yeah. So that's, I could probably spend less, but my problem is sometimes I like cook and then I forget and I'm like, whoops. But I also go out, like I usually eat out or I order like Glovo once a week at least.
What are you paying on your food for eating out
Mm-hmm.
in your restaurants?
I think if I go out here, it's so cheap. Like you can go, like for example, have you guys been to Leopold's yet? In Rhino?
Not yet.
So it's a very nice, like fancy, it looks fancy, but it's still like reasonably priced. For example, it comes in, they're called like platters, towers.
Oh, yes, that's the place we saw by the clock tower.
Yeah.
We haven't tried it.
Yeah, so it's super nice. You get like 3 towers and that's still like 100 to 160 rev, so...
Yes, 169 I think is what I saw on a...
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of the average price for most
I agree.
places. I think.
But and Julie and I, we went to a really, really fancy breakfast.
Perks and crumbs.
And I'm going to show you parts of this right now so you can see where we ate this morning. Well, this breakfast was outstanding. My food's gone, Julie's food's gone, and I failed to get the picture of this custard fruit parfait thing that came with our meal, and we also had our Americano coffees. So I think it was better than the breakfast I normally make. Julie loves my breakfasts. I normally make them at the Airbnb. So what do you think, hon?
It was very good, and the Americano was one of the best I've ever had.
And it's neat to go to different countries and see how they do breakfast. This had a salad and vegetables, and I'm gonna say it's probably a healthier, well-rounded meal than a lot of times what we eat back in the U.S.
Oh, yeah. Lots of vegetables. You can see the plates. There's quite a few vegetables, a beautiful kind of Greek salad as well.
So you can see that was a good deal, and that was less than $20 for 2 of us to eat like a king and queen. So I mean, it was
amazing.
I haven't heard of this place, so I have to check it out.
obviously have mentioned before that you like to go out, and I know that I saw you at the at the big party at the game. See, I ran into her right here. Check this out. Hey,
Hey, how are you?
doing good. Besides Rachel and I, a few thousand other Lviv residents came out to watch the big game between Ukraine and Sweden. And this was a budget-busting cost of $0 to have this much fun with this many people. And you have a social life. So what is your monthly bill looking like?
Well, here it is a blessing and a curse because I think vodka is cheaper than water.
I
So
agree.
if you're young and you like to party, or if you're any age and you like to party, it's definitely, everything's so cheap, which is good and bad. Like, so yeah, for example, like if I want to go to the Latin club that I like, usually that's free entrance. I don't know if you guys have tried the cherry drink here yet, drunken cherry. Okay, so you can't leave Lviv. I don't know if you guys drink, but you have to try if you do sometimes.
Okay.
It's called the drunken cherry. It's like the typical Lviv drink. It's all over Ukraine now, but it comes from here, and it's like a liquor, and you buy like a bottle for. And you get the small and the big. I always go for the big, just in case. Which I think it's like 400, and that's what you usually see people sitting by the fountains. That's what everyone kind of sits, drinks by the fountains. There's a lot of places you get 10 shots for 100 revna. So
10 shots for 100?
yes,
That's low.
yes.
That's like
this is
$4.
why-
That's less than $4. That's like 3 something.
Yes.
Yeah, so this is why we didn't do an interview on the weekend, so I wasn't hungover.
So to live here and to be comfortable
Mhm.
and in your lifestyle here, what do you think is required then to live per month? Once you throw in your rent, your utilities, your miscellaneous, everything, what do you think you're spending a month and to be comfortable here?
600 to 700 US dollars. Like,
Mhm.
and you can, like, I'm going to Poland this weekend because there was a $10 bus ticket. So I was like, okay, I'll go to Poland. So that's including like little random, for that, because I'm just going for the weekend, I will
That breaks my heart because Julie and I have been wanting to go to Poland, but we can't go without a quarantine. 'Cause
She's Australian.
Yeah, but we also can't get vaccinated.
I got vaccinated
Yeah,
and-
we unfortunately cannot because of not having residency. So we can't just go out and buy a vaccine and get the shots.
But yeah, I'm lucky I have like the European passport for vaccines, so
Oh, super.
I don't have to pay PCR quarantine, so I'm gonna try and take advantage of that while I can.
Oh, cool. Well, that's a really good budget, though. $600 to $700. So $700 to live here comfortably as a single person in Lviv.
Yeah, and
And
like US dollars, I'd say, yeah.
And if it were a couple, when you get right down to it, you're not going to add a lot because you
yeah.
already have your apartment.
And then like as well, food, like, yeah, if you lived with someone, it would be definitely cheaper.
I think $700 is definitely doable for a single person from what I can see, as long as they're not paying Airbnb prices like Julie and I are for our location.
In a cosmopolitan city. I love this city. I believe this city is as lovely as Paris. I've been to Paris a couple of times. It's just fabulous, and the people are so kind.
Yeah, and there's like a huge expat community. Like
Lovely.
I came here and by accident I've made so many friends. Like I didn't try. That's like a big reason I stayed, was because I've just met. And it's the cool thing is the Ukrainians also part of this expat community. So it's
Oh, how
not
nice.
Yeah, like one of my best friends here, she's Ukrainian, which makes my life easier. We say she's my assistant because my Ukrainian's not so good, but
There's a very large international expat community. So when we're talking about expats, we're not talking about just Americans or Canadians. We're talking about Australians, South Africans, Germans,
Lots of
Irish, French, Italians. So expat is not an exclusive word to just North Americans. So
And the food is phenomenal here. Rachel also, real quickly, has a gym membership.
So yeah, that's my gym is also, I think it's pretty cheap. If you pay for, so I pay monthly. I paid, when I first went to gym, I paid just for like you get 12 sessions a month. And that was 500 hryvnia. Okay,
okay, 500.
But I like the gym a lot. It balances out my chocolate addiction. So I now pay for the unlimited, which means I can go at like any hour, any time, and it's 700 or 800
Okay.
for the month, I think.
Similar to Julie and I's, we have 7 to 11, 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. and it's $640 for the month. So
Yeah.
it's in the same ballpark. So okay, so this has been a great interview, and if you have any questions, go ahead and leave comments down below. And we again thank Rachel for spending this time with us. So that was nice there at the Discovery patio. So we had our cake and our drinks in there, and it came out to about 180 Ukrainian greva.
It was very nice, refreshing drink.
We hope that you enjoyed our visit with Rachel today and our discussion about life in Lviv, Ukraine as a digital nomad. Hopefully it was insightful for the budget, whether or not you're a digital nomad or an expat, or if you're coming to Ukraine short-term or long-term. As a reminder, Julie and I, we're traveling the world. We're trying to see what life is like to live in different places. We do the tourist things, but we'll also do deep dives when we can into the budgets with other expats and the cost of living, as well as a look at residency options and programs. So we hope that you'll subscribe, give this video a like, and follow along as we travel the world with our 2 dogs. Thanks again for joining us today, and until next time, have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.